Hey, Coach. We've seen Jonathan Abram. He's made a lot of plays this year with his aggression. He's also had a few plays, like yesterday on that catch by Kelsey that's kind of gotten to him a little bit. When you're teaching a young player and you're going through the developmental process with them, how do you get them to balance, not only being instinctual, but also kind of marrying that with, you know, kind of being more aware of the situation at certain times?
Well, I'm not going to single out any player at any press conference. We lost that game yesterday because we didn't get it done. And we all got to focus better. We all got to play better. And certainly we all have to coach better. And that's about all I'll say about that.
Jon, this is Hondo Carpenter. I'm curious, after watching the film, obviously everyone looks at how many points your defense gave up. But was there anybody on film, Jon, that stuck out that you thought on defense who played particularly well, but maybe gets overshadowed in the loss?
We didn't play well enough on defense, and we can make a lot of excuses and legitimate excuses for that. We're missing some key players. We have a young secondary. We had guys that didn't practice. We played the world champions coming off a bye week. We can make all kind of excuses, but I say we, me included, we gave up 36 first downs, and we didn't get it done. We got to play a lot better because Atlanta, the team we're about to play, is capable of doing the same thing. They're very talented.
And Jon, obviously so much was made about year three with you and Derek, rightfully so. Are there things that we don't see on a daily basis of what has allowed him now to kind of propel to this kind of season that maybe we don't see beyond just his comfort with you?
I think he's played good since I've been here. We've improved the supporting cast, honestly. And, I don't care who you are, what quarterback or what team you play for, the better you block, the better you run the ball, the better your receivers are, the better you're going to perform. I think it's just a combination of him being able to put up with me, some of my craziness. He's more tolerant now probably, but he's also a great quarterback. He always has been, and the supporting cast is better.
Did you get an explanation on the unsportsmanlike conduct call down by the goal line? And did you decide whether to kick a field goal or go for it at that point if there hadn't been that penalty?
I was going to kick the field goal. I thought it was closer to the 2-yard line than the 1. Knowing what I know now, maybe I would have changed my mind. But, the penalty was on me. I was outside the coaching box, and foolish penalty by me.
Jon, you guys are 6-4. You were in the same spot last year at this time. What is it about this team that's different than last year's group at this point in time in the season?
Well, everything's different. This every day-to-day thing that we do is different. I don't even know who's in the lineup every week. Everything's different. The way we travel, the way we eat, the way we meet, and the way we greet each other, everything is different. So I'm just waiting to see who's available for this Wednesday's practice and who potentially is available for Sunday's game. And like I said last night, I meant it. I'm really proud of our players and the coaches. We've hung in there. We've fought and battled and scratched. And we are what we are. We're 6-4 with 6 games left. And we got to get ready for the Falcons.
Jon, kind of like speaking more upon the Falcons, last night Derek Carr said that if you can't get hyped up to play the Atlanta Falcons, then this might not be the right league for you. What challenge did the Atlanta Falcons possess that makes it the most exciting for you to go into Atlanta?
Well, it's Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and Raheem Morris, a guy that I have a lot of history with. I know he's going to have his team ready to play. He wants that head coaching job, and he might just darn sure deserve it, the way that I know him and the way this team is playing. They're flying around, and they got a lot of talent. This team was recently in the Super Bowl. They had a tough start. They lost some games in head-scratching fashion, but they're still playing hard, and they're still a formidable opponent. We got to get ready for them.
Yeah, Jon, both you and Mike Mayock in the offseason had talked about, building your roster to compete with the Chiefs. After 8 quarters with them, where there was very little to separate the two teams, I mean, how do you assess the progress that you've made?
Obviously we don't measure the progress just in one-on-one competition with the Chiefs. We do feel like we're getting better. I'm excited about that. We were missing a lot a lot of our well-known players last night, some of the best guys that we counted on to be big-time performers in this series. All I know is we're getting a lot of contributions from a lot of people. Our quarterback is playing at a supreme level, and we just got to keep getting better, keep pounding wood, keep throwing logs on the fire, keep working.
Coach, one of the things that Derek said yesterday was the offense has evolved to a point where you can win many different ways. You can win like you did in Cleveland by grinding it out. You can win in shootouts. You can do a lot of different things. I mean, would you agree with that assessment? And how difficult is it to evolve an offense to the point where you can win in all these different ways?
Well, this is a football team. I don't want to just talk about the offense. We're going to be a good offense when we get the ball more. We've got to improve and be more consistent in every phase of our team. We're not getting enough possessions. We're not getting the ball in good enough field position. We got to do better. And offensively, I've got to do a better job of getting some other guys incorporated, but we are making strides. We are making strides in our ability to run it and throw it and pass protect. And I think it's an unselfish outfit, which I'm most proud of. We had 11 different receivers, and everybody has a role and everybody has a hand in the pile. And that makes things really fun to come to work. That's what we've tried to accomplish here. First and foremost was to get a team that plays together and is unselfish.
Hey, John, Brandon Parker started at right tackle yesterday. You had him start at both left and right tackle. What's it been like seeing him develop over the years, and then how valuable has he been to the team this season?
Well, he's the fourth different starter we've had at right tackle. And, I've done this a long time. I've never come close to that. He's been a big, big reason why we've been competitive on offense. Like I said a couple weeks ago, he was at breakfast in Cleveland, didn't think he was going to play. And he got a game ball against the Browns. The next week, he starts at left tackle. We played well against Denver. He played at left tackle. Now he's back over on the right side. And didn't think he was going to start the game the day of the game. But Sam Young couldn't go, so give it up to Brandon Parker. If you're a Raider fan out there, get one of those jerseys, number 75.
Two more, Jesse, then Kelsey.
Hey, am I good to talk?
Go ahead, Kelsey. Yes, go ahead.
Can I go? Hey, Coach, you just talked about Raheem Morris and the Falcons. I just asked him about you and how much you helped him in his career, and he said there aren't enough words to say how much he appreciates everything you've done for him. So can you just talk about how you've seen Raheem grow as a coach from when he started with you to now?
I really can't. He's a good friend of mine. He and Mike Tomlin were young secondary coaches when I was in Tampa, and I had more fun with those guys than I can't even get into some of the stories. But Raheem's a heck of a coach. He's a great guy, and he knows the game inside out. And I pull for him every week except this week. I can't wait to see him. Can't wait to compete against him. And like I said a minute ago, I know he's going to have those guys ready.
John, I know so much of what Mahomes does is kind of making plays out of structure. Defensively, I mean, what are some of the biggest teaching moments that you take away from this game in terms of how to, I guess, react when that's the case, when you're going against somebody that does something like that so well out of structure?
Well, we can't give them free plays. We can't jump off sides. We can't commit holding calls and personal foul penalties. You can't give a guy like this anything on top of what he's capable of doing. We gave them some opportunities we can't afford to give them. And that's a reflection of me. We got to do a better job eliminating the defensive penalties, and we got to improve our down-to-down discipline. And that'll be a big assessment that we make with our players here today.
Hey, John, what are the updates on Richie Incognito, Trent Brown, Corey Littleton, et cetera?
I believe Richie Incognito will be out for the season. He had season-ending foot surgery. I hate to admit that, but we've tried everything we can. Richie's tried everything he can to get back on the field. His season is over. And Trent Brown's status is still up in the air. He's still hopefully about to get started here and resume his playing. I don't know how many guys you asked me about, but It's a day-to-day operation, and I'll know more from the trainer here on Tuesday morning.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.